Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gale goes in a corner and cries and weeps for the loss of her favorite character, while Darling just kind of hangs out. It's a good day. It's a good day to not be a Nagito fan.
My boy. My boy.
Although this also means we do not have to buy merch of Nagito because he didn't live to the end.
I mean, I will still buy Nagito merch. You can't stop me. You couldn't even stop me from buying $200 worth of dragons. You think you could stop me now?
The look on the lady's face when we walked up with a box of over $200 worth of dragons, fairies, and tiny set pieces and said, "This is for our wedding."
Look, some people just don't understand my vision.
Nagito's dead. That's fun. I do this more often. Anyway, welcome back to Gale and Darling play Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, but more like Hello Despair.
First, we need to look at the Monokuma file. Look, I don't need to look at the Monokuma file. You want to know what it says? It says somebody tortured the frick out of my boy and then stabbed him in the center with the spear of some sort.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. It's weird. It's like makeshift.
My boy.
April 28th. Huh. It's accurate. His blood type is none. There's none left.
The victim is Nagito Komeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp.
Quick thing with this as well. I think this leads me to believe it's not Sonia, because she was the one that was desperate to find what was back here. She wouldn't want us to discover the body's evidence.
Yes. You know what? I now hope it's Chiaki. Because then I will be able to put you in the same pit of despair that I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to use all my mystical magical force to will that ending into existence. And then we'll both be sad and miserable.
You know what? I hope that it was Nagito doing it to himself. To prove that, we have to overcome the ultimate hardship of having the wrong concept from the beginning to find the ultimate hope. And because that means that you don't get any closure when the killer dies.
Guys, I swear we love each other.
Do we? Or is Nagito coming between us?
I could live with the Nagito between us.
I pitched that straight down the middle, and you just home run, knocked that out of the park.
Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs.
Were you the one who tied him up?
Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. What a tragic situation. Just reading this is making me depressed. Huh? Is there something wrong with this Monokuma file? Again? But what's wrong with it? Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, didn't I say this already?
Yep.
It's definitely weird.
The cause of the strangulation?
Well, I guess we'll find out if I look around. That's what the investigation is for.
Don't worry or form conclusions on your own. That makes me more worried than I should be.
Yeah, you know what happened to people who used to do that.
We can discuss it later. Right now is our only chance to investigate. So we should investigate first. See? If we don't, there won't be anything for us to discuss.
Well, I guess you're right. Then let's start with the area surrounding Nagito's body. I should start with the back of the warehouse. Since the curtain blocked most of the water, this area wasn't affected by the sprinklers that much. Thanks to that, I can properly investigate Nagito's body. I never thought I'd have to investigate Nagito's body. See, even Hajime is sad. Even Hajime understands how important Nagito was to this plot.
I love, you think he's sad, but I am just reading this as if Crab Rave is going off in his head 24/7.
He probably didn't expect to end up like this either. So much for being the ultimate lucky student.
Maybe that's what they did so much, to make sure he wouldn't luck out and survive.
Monokuma's dead! There's blood coming out of his stomach! Hey!
No response! He's dead, Jim. Just kidding, I'm not dead.
Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory?
You're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you.
You're a stuffed animal too.
Hey! Don't put that oversized garbage there. It's so misleading.
What the heck?
What are you calling oversized garbage?
Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? Then why'd he do it? Making a hole like it got stabbed and going to the trouble of dirtying the old blood. Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
What are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that.
Huh?
You're so evil.
He's probably lying.
Oh my god, did Monami do it?
Kill Nagito?
Yes. Monami's tied with the traitor. Nagito was trying to force the traitor out. So what if it was Monami who killed Nagito
That's a thought.
to protect the traitor who doesn't know they're the traitor because they're Chiaki?
That's a hypothesis I can almost get behind.
Seriously, you're always lying. You should just die like that plushie over there.
What's this?
You seem more pissed than usual these days, Monami. But you better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know?
I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end.
I can't lose.
I will definitely take back the seat of world supremacy from Monokuma.
That's a statement.
Looks like those annoyances are gone. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident.
I think
Monokuma plushie was added to our truth bullets in our
I think
handbook.
a xenomorph chest burster came out of that plushie and then went and set all the rest of this up.
Strafe, 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 strafe.
Not seeing any Monokumas. Level up. Halfway there.
I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the heck out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him. He was like kind of a vital, important person to the plot of the story.
Yeah, he just had to drag it out to make himself as important as possible rather than just share the information.
No, he was trying to get us to think.
We didn't need to think. He had it.
But everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. No, now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things like how soft his lips would have been had we actually been able to actually kiss. I need to focus on the investigation right now.
Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum.
For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye.
Don't. There's a lot going on here.
Feet. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito? They also stabbed his legs?
So I'm assuming they did a lot to make sure, like, to counter his lucky. So I'm assuming what the tying up was.
Why would the killer do something like that?
Damn it.
At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge toward him. Or they might have been torturing him.
Torture?
Huh?
I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing.
Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from their killer torturing him? If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess?
Or were they just doing it for, fun?
Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
I'm never saying I would torture anyone, and I don't support it at all. But I understand if they were just torturing him for fun. Like, he can be pretty annoying.
Darling,
Yes, dear?
we're going to pretend that that statement never happened. And that didn't raise a red flag of concern about your disposition.
Like, I'm not saying...
I know what you're saying, and I know what you're not saying. You should just go back to being Fuyuhiko now.
Is it bad that the crab rave is still going on in my head?
Just read!
Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge toward Nagito,
Damn it.
refusing to let him die easily. I can totally understand a dark impulse like that.
But even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far? Torture wounds. Alright, what about this? A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach.
There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my? What's this? It's a strange looking spear, isn't it? The cord extends from the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it.
Phew.
I see. You use the cord as a whip to capture the enemy, and then deliver the final blow with the spear.
Is this your first time looking at this too?
Of course not. This is the Spear of Gungir, right?
You definitely just came up with that right now.
Hey.
By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from?
Where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
It went into Nagito's body,
Yes, that is in fact true.
and it came from Nezumi Castle.
I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle.
That was one of the wall ornaments. That would explain why Monokuma didn't know it.
That is true.
What? Nezumi Castle?
What the hell?
I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you mice! Damn you all to hell!
I see. Even he doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. We don't have time to talk about his weird rat-mice aversion. The spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle. It looks like that part has blood on it, too. But for some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. It's strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it.
No, it's not. That's where they were holding it while they stabbed it.
Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from the Nezumi Castle. It must be better if I confirm that later. Spear of Gungir
Gungnir.
has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Gungnir. It's the spear.
So, yes. So, here's the thing, right? It got blood on it.
So someone
but-
would have blood on their hands.
But this spot doesn't have blood on it, which leads me to believe that this blood came from, like, a bludgeoning, maybe.
The iron weight, yeah. That's a good point.
But he doesn't have any bludgeoning wounds on him.
That's true, unless they're being masked by something else.
Also, why does he have tape on his face if they were torturing him for answers? Because the only reason, right, would be probably to shut him up so that they don't find him before he gets murdered.
Or it might have been they tortured him to get the information and then murdered him, and the tape was to make sure that he couldn't cry out for help during the fire. Or whatever else killed him.
Well, what killed him was this giant spear wound to the chest. So, I'm going to assume that it's automated, right? Like, this wasn't... Somebody didn't just, like, launch the spear. It was, like, a trap or something that was hidden by the fire, because that's the only reason why you would want to put the tape over a mouth is if you weren't there, but you didn't want, like, somebody to notice. Otherwise, you would just kill him, and then you go on your merry way, right?
Here's the other question.
You would be dead.
Why only the... Oh! Point. I think it was him that used the weight. Because look, there's blood on the outside of his left hand, but not the inside.
Oh.
So I think that blood might be the attackers. And he fought back.
Oh, he fought back.
And that's when they stabbed that arm.
Interesting. There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but this wound looks like a slice. It's probably a reason why that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
I think that was the self-defense swipe.
Super difficult.
There's something strange.
Strange what?
See?
She's gonna say the exact same thing you just pointed out.
Just press A.
Look at the palm of his left hand. I
Bam.
think that blood is from when his left arm was sliced, but... Doesn't the blood spatter look strange? It cuts off right on the middle of his palm.
Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered.
Well, that would explain the blood on his palm, but...
There's something else that's strange?
When you flip it over and look at the back of his hand...
Well,
Here, there's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger.
It's definitely he was holding it.
You're right. Why is it only on this part? Also, I understand where they're going with
But
this.
that's not how that works.
That's the weirdest looking blood spatter I've ever seen.
It's very pixelated as well.
See, it's just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win.
Yeah, sure, you win. You're totally normal.
Totally normal. It definitely wasn't her, don't you agree, Gale?
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not wishing in my heart that it definitely is her. She could go into a pit of despair. But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood spatter like this? Nothing. Nagito held the rope. That's what he did. It really isn't that hard. You kind of pointed it out when you said it was a fist-sized hole that didn't have blood on it.
Yeah, that's a really odd measurement to use for no other reason. Oh, rope burned?
Nagito's right wrist is tied with rope.
Iris wristwatch.
But it looks like the tip of that rope burned off. Could this be the result of the fire? But that's weird, if the rope burned off like this. Why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blaze?
Huh.
Let's see. See, right, like, this looks like a torture scene, but, like, things are not adding up.
Yeah. I think the stab and the wounds are definitely from a different location. I think those were part of, like, getting him down, and then they tied him up and stabbed him in the chest. We'll see.
You know what I'm kind of hoping? Nagito learned that they're in a simulation, and that the only way to get out of the simulation is to die. And so he made the most convoluted death thing so that they would all lose the death, like, the trial, and they'd all get out of the simulation. That's the conclusion I want to happen.
Spoilers for Angel Beats, by the way. I think I've already spoiled that on this show. No, Usami's the one who's trying to get us to have a happy high school life so we can go to heaven. But he's realized that if you die, you, like, get to restart over.
Yeah, so. The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel?
I don't think it could have been only him, though. Because he couldn't have stabbed the knife in his hand with his hands
maybe
tied up.
he had Monami help.
Oh. Interesting point.
I don't know. I'm like not certain on anything right now. I'm just throwing out ideas.
I know nothing.
Yeah, I really
All
do.
I know is that Nagito is dead and I do not mourn.
I do. This knife, it must be from the military base. You can tell because it looks like those knives that every military man has in every action movie ever.
Yeah, there's the little divots on the back which you use to break swords.
Military base? Oh, now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well,
By the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife.
How do you know, Chiaki?
Which means after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's arms, legs, and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand?
I guess we don't get to know how she knows.
And then they finished him off with a spear.
how cruel.
Then does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why do they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange.
Was there a reason they had to use it? I doubt it. I doubt it with all my heart, but I would love if the answer to this is just whoever did it was like, I figured if I made this as complicated as possible, you guys would assume that there had to be a reason. And so you keep going in circles until you found someone who would possibly have a reason for all these random things to have happened. But actually, I just chose a knife and a spear because I thought a knife and a spear are cool.
Have I told you my coolest superpower ever?
What's the coolest superpower ever?
It's from Alphas. Your superpower is Rube Goldberg, where you can see different lines of cause and effect that will cause whatever you want to happen. So using minimal action, seeing exactly what will happen in reality to cause a certain outcome.
That does sound fun.
And it's cool because, right, you just see the guy who has these, like, in the back of a locked truck, just drops a coin and leans his head. And then you see the spear, like, kill the dude in front of him, go right by his head. And then you see the whole cause and effect that actually led to that. It's like 40-something steps, and he just, let me just drop this penny, and then I'm good. Mostly because I'm lazy. That's really it. I just want to know, like, if I need to go back and change the time or whatever, that I just know the smallest amount I need to do to fix everything.
A reason they had to use the spear, huh?
No! Shoot! I can't have that superpower!
Why?
It's just Miraculous Ladybug.
It's just Lucky Charm.
I hate that show! It ruins everything!
He must have been in great pain. He clearly had his agonizing look on his face when he died.
No, that's just his face.
His mouth was covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
That's duct tape?
This is bad.
Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him.
Oh, got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. I don't know why I keep interrupting, unless it's to establish that
Is she gonna
I
pull
have
off the tape and
knowledge.
find something in his mouth?
Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. And in one swift movement, she ripped the duct tape off of his mouth. Hey, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
That smile is honestly a work to disarming me right now. Like, I admit my bias.
Hey.
Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed. No.
The blood on Nagito's
No.
face. It looked like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case.
Man.
It's no use. She's not listening.
Hey.
Hey, about the blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Yeah, the duct tape was placed beforehand. I kind of already had gleaned that. It was part of the whole, he got stabbed after, and why would they cover
Just
his mouth,
Check his throat and see if there's a very distinct species of beetle there.
Gross.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, still
It was
gross.
used as a message. Yeah, I know. What's wrong with that?
Well,
This duct tape has crinkles, like it was sticking towards the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Said something we really do. Because why would you want information and then tie his mouth up? That's the line. It's not torture because for like information. That's what they're getting at.
I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back over his mouth already.
Don't do that.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it.
Could just close his mouth?
Yeah, what happened to like closing the eyes and
You
shutting
know,
the mouth and
and just respect for the dead in general, and not making a creepy cow skull shrine.
I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body. By grisly-looking, I mean, like, he was hot, but then he got murdered, and now he's not.
Nagito, he was hot, but now he's not. Tonight on Entertainment News at 8.
Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible.
Could be me.
And I feel nothing. I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that?
We'll get you there, Gale.
That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. We did left hand.
Okay.
I think we did everything there.
You know, we just talk to people.
Fire grenade.
And, oh, there's a lighter.
Looks
I
like
wonder if that's relevant.
it looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably the fire grenades we all threw. Yeah, it's
Is now when we're gonna realize that they were actually gasoline or something?
those fire grenades that we used to put out the fire.
In which case, would the sprinklers work if it was a gas fire?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. They weren't necessarily things to make the fire worse,
They just
but they
weren't.
definitely took out the stuff that makes it an actual fire grenade.
Yeah.
I think they just left it empty so that it reasonably looked like, oh, it just didn't work or something.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe it isn't Sonia, because why would you do that? Well, I guess it could be like an alibi sort of thing.
There's a weird... Hold up. Does the top of the icon on Soda's shirt say lolly?
I think it's just black shapes.
Okay, good. There's this weird mix of trying to cover up and trying to misdirect. Which, I mean, I guess is serving the purpose that we can tell some of it's obviously trying to misdirect, and some of it is not, but we don't know what's what.
Yeah. Well, here's my initial thought is that clearly Sonia is the most obvious suspicious because she wasn't with us, she came in late, she knew about like the fireworks and the fire grenades and all that kind of stuff. It's trying to paint her very much as a potential culprit.
Which, to be fair, they've done before, right? Because that was also the case with Mikan.
No, she wasn't. Sonia was one we briefly thought of for like 5 seconds, but then it clearly like wasn't her.
No, I mean, Mikan was pretty obvious.
Well, Mikan was obvious to us, but during that time, it was between her and someone else. I can't remember.
I think it was between her and Soda, actually, or Gundam.
Yeah, it was her, Soda, Gundam, and like that kind of stuff. But I think, honestly, like, right now I'm leaning towards Chiaki just because she's just known so much stuff. And I think, like, I like the Monami idea a lot, and if I see more to, like, corroborate
Prove.
yeah, that Monami was like involved, I'd like that sounds That would be great.
Problem is, I don't know what evidence Monami would leave at all, because we don't track her movements. We know she was there for parts of the car bomb.
Proving Monami would be disproving everybody else.
Yeah, which also, I don't think she's an option to vote for, so that would be where that we have to intentionally get something wrong and get a true ending.
Well, I think in that case it would let us vote for her. But either way, right now, those are my three suspects. I really don't think it's Fuyuhiko, I don't think it's Akane, and I don't think it's Soda at this point. Rain! The fire was only extinguished thanks to sprinklers. Well, nonetheless, the evidence really isn't all that strange. Yes, it is.
What's the odd smell that Akane mentioned? Let's find.
Dead body?
Yeah. No, because we were there when Teru Teru got deep fried. I think we've smelled burned corpse before.
His corpse isn't burnt.
True, you're right. But she's also smelled dead bodies before.
Oh, it's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here.
'Tis a Zippo.
If the oil lighter was placed here...
Just kidding.
An oil lighter. Someone probably wanted to keep warm.
Bring it on.
Is a most foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire.
Oh, Sonia, you had me, you little rascal.
Well,
Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
which means...
So using that, the curtain was set on fire.
Using the oil lighter? Do you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
It would make sense if Sonia was the last person outside that she set the lighter, then came back to the factory. Huh.
Well, see...
I don't like this.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire. They caused a fire to destroy evidence. That's the only reason I can think of as to why a killer would set fire to a crime scene, but... Oil lighter has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Level up.
See, here's the thing. I'm wondering... It's weird that the front half burned and the back half didn't burn.
Yeah.
That's my initial thought. Okay. Should investigate here
You
a
just
little
need to
more.
talk to people.
I'm just double checking. Alright.
So just as I
If only everyone could go home, nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish this class trial. Then we can think about what will happen after.
Are there any parody songs of Nirvana? Smells like Teen Spirit, but instead of Whatever Nevermind, it's Sonia Nevermind.
No, probably not.
Also, why is it Sonia Nevermind? That's such a weird last name. Is it supposed to be like Nevermore, but they couldn't get the rights?
I don't know, man.
One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way? It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh. You got the crab rave going, man?
She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, about that sprinkler.
That's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out the fire.
Well,
You can see a girder right next to it, right? There.
see?
Can you see? See that red streak that's totally not pink?
Huh? You're right, I definitely see it. It looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood?
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 The color definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right?
Unless.
Plus, it's in a straight line.
Unless.
That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange.
It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Blood on the girder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Man, you do have an ultimate superpower. It's being able to perfectly remember details once you say I should remember this for later.
Yeah, I'm the ultimate memory bank.
I have the ultimate mind castle. I just don't have a lot of information to put in it.
Like,
I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's gonna happen? Huh? What's gonna happen?
The simulation ends.
That's obviously wrong.
My dumplings are finally done. This rotten school trip is gonna end, right? We can finally go back home. Carefree till the end.
Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
Well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey,
What do you mean, something?
shut up! Shut up!
He's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that?
Damn it!
I don't know. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. And
Anyway, like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through this class trial.
I know.
yeah, I know.
You.
Don't bring up strange stuff like that.
And Akane. It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikon's, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter? The time. Look at the time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we
We
doing?
were watching the fire because the car went off before noon.
Yeah, right about noon, we were all together.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's...
It's time. It's 12:30.
So it also has a clock function? Then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. Huh? It happened that recently? He's totally a fresh kill. Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it. Not the word I would use. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time we were struggling with the bombs? You're right. Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon. Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer.
Sonya.
But this could be like when Nikamara died. The killer could also use some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare. Then whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious. Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem.
Not bad, Akane.
Yeah, you're getting better.
Yeah.
She's learning.
She's always had the sense, you know, like the hearing really well and stuff. But now she's at least thinking logically.
Now then, I guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to trouble tying him up with rope and covering his mouth with duct tape, burning everything, and just inflicting multiple wounds other than
Maybe
the
they
fatal
were just
one.
really fond of the Dark Knight and they wanted to burn the giant stack of Monokuma plushies.
So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate the other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should try investigating the other areas inside this warehouse first. To the front of the warehouse. What are you, MP3 player?
Oh, that was the music.
This is an MP3 player. It's even a speaker plugged into it. But why is this here?
Also, what was... Oh! The door was blocked. That's what the line of Monokuma stands are. It was a domino effect to release whatever dropped the sphere. And that was probably the line on the ceiling was after they had used the rope part of it to, like, get him there. It had the blood on it, and it was hung from the ceiling.
Yeah, definitely I pieced together that the rope is where the blood came from.
Yeah.
So that's just a line from the rope transferring the blood onto that after it was used to beat the crap out of something.
Yeah. Looks like that weird music was playing from there. It was like the crab rave, but like... No, it was just the crab rave.
So many crabs raving in today's episode.
Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum. You know that music was blaring when the fire started? That music was pretty fire, if I say so myself.
Yeah, you're right.
Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it, that music was playing from an MP3 player.
I don't disagree with that, but oh. You
Whose
know,
do you think it is?
well, here's the thing. Maybe it's just my confirmation bias kicking
But
in.
Chiaki was the one who went into Electronics Alley?
She was the one on Third Island.
Oh. Yep.
Why was the killer playing music from this? MP3 player added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Have I been wrong? I thought it was Nagito who was gonna stab Chiaki, but was I wrong?
There are a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain in the back
Oh
is
no,
tipped over
it
and burned.
hit the fire. That's what it was. Hit the oil lighter.
Did
And
the fire do that?
knocked it over onto the curtain.
But why are they scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall. They should have been neatly put away.
Maybe we're the ones who made this mess?
Huh?
See?
Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is...
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. Those weird Takane brushed off everyone's warning and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clutter, clutter, clutter. Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it.
I have an idea. I think this was... It could have been Chiaki. But I think this was Nagito agreeing to be their accomplice. Because otherwise, how would the whole pre-recorded message thing happen?
That might have been his actual plan.
Maybe.
And then the traitor got there
Okay.
first.
I knew it! It's a trap! Seriously, just stop it, okay?
Didn't I tell you it'd be fine? I just gotta use a little more force.
What happened to opening it slowly?
Takane ignored the process, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam! Could it be? Was that it?
Well?
And there's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other, in a straight-ish line.
Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't that clearly strange?
Strange, that means we can speculate this was done intentionally. Yeah, like dominoes.
Tons of books.
There are a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The spring coach completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore.
Good.
Well, it's not like I'm missing much.
I wonder if there's any actual, like, Monokuma's poetry.
Like...
Yeah, this is the same thing we had.
Okay, well, I'm trying to thoroughly investigate first. All these CDs are copies of Monokuma's music. They should have been burned too.
What genre do you think Monokuma plays?
Polka.
Wait, is he off the ground?
And that's just his 2D sprite, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Investigating warehouse. Oh, which reminds me, there's something I need to ask her about. Now that we pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey Sonia, do you have a minute?
Yes. What is it?
I wanted
Did you
to
do it?
I want to talk to you about what that fake bomb Nagito said in the warehouse exploded. Huh? Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It is all right. It is not a bomb. Why did you know the bombs were fake? Well, that's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching the central island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
Oh my! It cannot be...
Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus crap! You son of a gun! Sonia?
I am sorry!
I am terribly sorry. I was panicking.
That was adorable! But also, baby, no!
I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base.
That was so entertaining to watch. But also, baby, no, don't be you.
When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh?
Well?
At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. so I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them?
That is...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered.
Please listen.
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito bought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs of the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them. What?
I see.
I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real. And I thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin.
Yo.
However, that...
Ooh, Monomi's in the corner.
My opinion of her just skyrocketed. She is S+ tier right now.
However, the plan was an utter
The
failure.
bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it, all to hell.
I love it so much.
I love the voice actress's attempt to make it sound like a poor imitation, even though you know the voice actress knows the original line.
And I love it so much
See,
when
that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs.
when they
in the
do
military base were
that trope of like they're super pretty and cute and uptight and then suddenly they just swear a ton.
I did.
So good.
As did Monomi as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. Which means...
If those bombs were the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby.
But she also wasn't on screen. Look at Soda just flying.
Soda. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is his reason for doing it. With this, I have explained everything.
Do you have a minute?
There should be no more reason for you to doubt me.
Got my seal of approval. You're good.
You're right, I got it.
You're gonna be deputy number 2.
3. Fuyuhiko's deputy number 2.
Yep, you're right.
Alright, I pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there's still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried. That was Sonia's voice. Yeah, I am.
Well,
At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range.
Oh?
You mean it's good to investigate other places as well?
Check out the warehouse.
She might
Or the
be.
factory.
She might be right. There are several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base, as Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nezumi Castle, where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room, too. That one's just for me, though. If I'm going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him.
I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating.
can you hear me?
Hey, you guys, isn't it about time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too? Why are you trying to kick us out of the warehouse, Chiaki?
I wonder if when we go to Nagito's room, we're going to discover all the information that he's been hiding from us. That he
Maybe.
got from that. Or the person who killed him already has it and they still have it.
Well, we should go then. In response to Chiaki, the others got around her.
I see.
I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we had the same idea.
Huh?
But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene.
Yep.
We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here.
I guess you're right.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So we need to search for them in other areas. Probably.
And we will find as much evidence that we need to prove that it wasn't Chiaki or Sonia.
Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in other areas either, we'll have to give up completely.
You don't really need to say that part.
Hey, hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place?
It's okay.
There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we need to find Nagito's killer. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. I like the sick music. Alright. We're going...
to Nagito's room.
Yeah, of course we are. That's the most interesting
check
place.
the pet.
It'll tell us. It'll do a beep beep thing.
I just want to check. I care about her. Also, we hit level 50 without seeing what happens, so. Okay, still nothing. It's okay.
Zoom. Running to raise level. Because I don't know, we could maybe hit... No, we can't hit net level 69.
Why am I like this? Why did that make me chuckle? I mean, we could if you just wanted to, like...
See, I told you it would alert us.
This is because you didn't love her!
This is because you did love her.
This is because her despair meter is still so high, she has no hope, and you gave her no presents. You did this to her!
This is what she always was meant to be. I didn't change who she was.
I can't trust you as a parent.
This is what she always was.
Gale, I think we need to reevaluate having kids. Because if our kid turns 13 and we realize they're still awful, do we just give them a different name at that point in a big poop outfit? Because that's what just happened right there, and you're okay with it.
That is the nature of the beast. I knew that she was destined for ugliness the moment I laid eyes on her egg.
I still say it is the result of your actions, not that your actions predicted it.
Well, agree to disagree.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe?
Chiaki, why are you here?
Because she's gonna help us investigate, because she's totally good and nice.
Because she wants to make sure we don't learn the truth? Huh? It's locked.
Apparently. We can't go inside thanks to that. I'm annoyed.
In the past, Monokuma let us in. Let's see if we can do that.
There's nothing I can do. I'm going to investigate another area. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to look it for Monokuma. He might open it up for us.
Then let me know when we can go inside.
Oh, it's gonna be the last
Yeah,
piece we
got
go
it.
for. Right. Well then.
I'll just use the map to fast travel. Oh, got to, yeah. Ugh, running so fast.
Man, he's been running. I mean, I get those are kind of like sneakers, but he's still building it as like that same school outfit the entire time. There's a lot of running in that.
Yes, it really is. Into Nezumi Castle.
Yep.
A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. That spear, it's definitely it, right?
I see.
Just as I thought. It looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle, and there's a weight at the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. So who was investigating... This was our island.
Yes.
There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir, huh? Monokuma would totally come up with a lame name like that.
But why did the killer use a spear and a knife?
well, yeah.
Yeah, they could have just killed him with a knife and it would have been easier, too. There's no way a spear like this with this unnecessary cord thing on it would be easy to use. Question. Did we actually come into Nezumi Castle when we were investigating?
No, we weren't allowed.
Okay. So, it was probably before then. Had to be, right?
It might have been before, it might have been after, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield. But still, they chose the spear for a reason. What could that reason be? Just making sure nothing has changed. Nagito's the only password written here, and he apparently went inside, but now he's dead, we're unable to get the password. It's in his room. No, we should deal with that later. Right now, investigating the case. And then talk to Fuyuhiko.
The killer must have taken the spear from here. A spear like that isn't convenient at all and would have been a pain in the ass to carry around. So why did they bother using it in the first place?
I see.
Dramatic effect.
Maybe the spear was actually used for torture too. Typo.
Torture, huh?
Actually spelled with 2 L's. That only had 1.
Alright, so we investigated Nesumi Castle. So now we go to...
Plushie Factory military base.
Yes. Into the plushie factory. Hi, we're back.
So, not a lot to investigate here.
Apparently the bombs that were stuffed in this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, the truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Norris machine.
Anything else?
I'm gonna assume we have to go this
Oh,
way.
yeah, break room.
The break room is on the other side of this door. This is where we obtain the fire grenades. Anything inside? There's nothing on the floor that looks like a clue, not even trash.
Thanks for saving us a load screen.
Oh, hi Sonia. Forgot about you. Assume that just says stuff. This reminds me.
Level up.
When we saw Nagito's video message on this laptop. Howdy message says perfectly. Video said play out the explosion by wireless signal from the detonator. Why don't you use a video message? That's one thing I don't get. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means the video was recorded in advance. That's right. Besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could actually be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. What do you think, Sonia?
My,
I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into, so...
I love the giant claw machine in the background. All you can win is Monokumas.
However, while I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
well,
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
do you have it?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism.
Alright!
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. I think this is a callback to the first game where Monokumas had bombs inside them.
I think so.
Hold
And-
on! If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie!
Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already!
Stop! There's no bomb!
Hey!
You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see. I see.
You are right.
Which is different than the first game where he was a mechanical thing.
However...
Then where did Nagito obtain the bomb he
Wait,
used?
did she actually just pick him up? I wonder. If I'm gonna give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't for the military base.
What?
Tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
So we know it was the Octagon. Well, I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was gonna happen. That's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved.
But if the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon.
Well,
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it.
that is...
Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Monokuma's account has been added to the future bullet section of your handbook.
Alright, let's just go to the last place. While we're here.
Yep, military base.
Yep.
It couldn't be inside this bowl of ramen, could it? Nope, maybe it's inside this bowl of ramen.
Maybe it's inside the udon. The takoyaki?
The yakisoba. The oyakudon. The taiyaki. Ooh. We have not looked at the... Oh, but it's just the cameras. Okay.
A huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed into the truck bed.
Whoa!
Found it!
What did you find?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like...
A knife!
No!
Wait, that's... Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe.
Which means the killer obtained that knife here.
All right.
So the killer who's someone who visited this military base at least once.
That's everyone, though.
Nope, not me. This is the first time I've been here.
That sounds fishy.
Man.
Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening.
Hey.
Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, gotta take better care of these.
Yeah, you gotta follow the rules of gun safety. Are all of these unloaded?
Yeah, if this was actually a military base and there's no accounting for ammo in like a locker or anything, this is whack.
It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who could do that.
That said, look, there's a couple of missiles that are in launch position just hanging out over there. I don't think this place has any discipline whatsoever.
If the bombs are fake, this might be fake too.
No,
but I'm not
no.
brave enough to check for myself.
The tank is real. The tank is real. The tank is real. We know the helicopter's real because that one worked. We
Yeah.
saw it.
Anything else?
Just the monitor and the camera.
When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty, nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which meant Sony was telling the truth.
However,
As I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. They were nowhere to be found. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible they thought they were the real thing.
I think he did refer to them as fireworks.
No, never mind. He said as much in his video message.
So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? You have missiles, my dude!
My dude.
Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. I would just cataclysm them on accident.
He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. Maybe the motives are all tied together. I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. That's probably why I feel this way.
Was his motive just to get someone to kill him?
I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. It's almost like I was in love, and my boy died, and now I'm just incredibly sad and empty inside. As if Nagito is trying to make us suffer, even after he's died. And Darling is doing the crab rave over by himself. Because that's the kind of loving fiancé he is. When you're depressed, he does the crab rave. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go!
Look, at least there's... someone who watches this has to agree with me. So, I'm gonna get sympathy from someone who's like, you know what? Maybe not crab rave levels of excited, but you know, I'm close to it.
You'll have to see if anyone agrees with you as we investigate Nagito's cottage with these two highly suspicious individuals. Next time on Gale and Darling Play. I guess this game's kind of fine now. The best character died, so I can't really call it a great game, but I guess it's good.
Oh, pshaw.
Bye-bye! Hi there, it's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the
bell if it was okay. I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.